We certainly recognize that we need to lose 3,000 to 4,000 population through this redistricting process, but it would seem more logical to move out into the outlying areas as opposed to gerrymandering lines. The black line, as you can see, that is up along unnatural boundaries.
Mr. Hedges, I don't appreciate those comments and saying that these are gerrymandered lines.
Well, I think from the standpoint of just how the line is established. A couple things.
Mr. Hedges, we did not do that at all. In fact, when you're looking at your community, we are keeping Mankato and North Mankato in one Senate district. We're keeping that community whole. But please proceed with your comments.
Basically, that when we look at this and the problems that will cause, it will affect 4 of our local wards that will be split. It will also affect 3 commissioner districts that will be split.
Mr. Hedges, isn't it true that when you do the commissioner lines, the ward lines, those are redrawn after each legislative redistricting process?
Correct. And
okay.
What I wanted to point out, the net effect of that will result in increasing the number of precincts and increasing the number of local costs that we have incurred in establishing those precincts and adding precincts, because we likely will split these wards and have some local difficulties there.
And Mr. Hedges, isn't it true when you do the precinct lines that you redraw them and you can put them in any shape that you want?
Madam Chair, I have a question for you.
No, I am on the floor right now, please. It's true that you can redraw the precincts lines, correct?
Correct.
And so, in fact, cities do that every single time, correct?
We do that, but we have some also basic principles that we work off of,
okay.
Madam Chair.
Representative Doubt, can you tell me, as your experience as a county commissioner, how did you guys redraw the lines after the redistricting process?
I believe that it happens after the legislature has acted and enacted a plan. Then we divide up the county into precincts following those lines, into new precincts based on population, just basically like the legislature would do.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Hedges. Next person
Madam
that is
Chair,
up
I have
on
a question.
here. Representative Hortman.
My question is, could we allow the witnesses to just share their thoughts and not argue with them as they present it?
Well, Representative Hortman, I think what is... You are out of order. I will not have you outbursting like that at all. That is disrespectful to this process.
Representative Anderson.
Representative Hortman, I'm not done. What we are going to do is we're going to listen to the testimony from the citizens, but we also need to make sure that when we're listening at this testimony that people understand how the process truly works. And when someone says that they can't redraw their precinct lines, when in fact that happens after every redistricting process, every community, both on the county level and on the city level, redraws their precinct lines. That's how it works. And we have heard that during this legislative process, in fact. We had testimony. Mr. Gehring ran through the process for our county and cities and how they redraw those lines. So if someone says that they don't do that and can't do that, it's important for the record to show that that is not the case. And that's why I added that information. So with that, Representative Hortman, is there any other questions that you have?
Yes, Representative Anderson. Typically when a member presents their bill, they sit at the testifying table. And typically what occurs is when a witness testifies on the member's bill, then the members of the committee will ask questions, and the witness may respond and the author of the bill may respond. But typically the author of the bill does not sit in the chairmanship and interrupt witnesses who are testifying with questions and comments and concerns about the member's bill. And I think that little bit of separation maybe would make the process flow a little smoother. I just offer as a constructive suggestion that there are a lot of people who have things to say, and there's 2 ways we could do it. One, we could just listen, and then we can ask questions at the end so we can get through as many people as possible, or the member who's presenting the bill could go to the testifying table to provide some distance between the testifiers and the author of the bill.
Well, I appreciate that feedback, Representative Hortman, but I've seen it done many different ways. Some chairs have decided to stay at the table, and some have gone up to the testifier table. So it's done both ways. and this is the way that I prefer to do it. So thank you for that. Representative Clark.
Thank you. Representative Anderson, I guess what I just asked for is mutual respect. We have people who have come a long distance, and I think if you would, could adopt an attitude of let's listen to the witnesses first, and then, the kind of correction that you just wanted to make, go ahead and do it, afterwards of the feedback. But I felt like I didn't really get to hear the end of what the concern was of that particular witness, so I'm hoping for the subsequent witnesses we can actually hear them out, and then if you want to make sure that they understand something about the process you think they don't understand, that would be okay. But we didn't really get to hear the whole concern. I really don't understand all of what was concern was in Mankato yet, so I just would ask for a little more, let's just be a little more calm and I think mutually respectful. I don't know how else to say it.
Well, I would like the respect on this level as well. When people say that this plan is gerrymandered, I take great offense to that. This plan is a good plan that is fair to the entire state of Minnesota. And when someone accuses me and this committee of putting together a gerrymandered plan, I find that offensive. So I appreciate those comments, Representative Clark. And I think with that, we need to move forward with the next testifier.